You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious. Quite frankly.
And for the lady, perhaps a salad?
Perhaps not.
If you've been on TikTok long enough to lose a few brain cells, congratulations. You might have already met today's main character. A man who has dedicated his entire existence to proving one thing. He is absolutely, positively not gay. And yeah, I know, that sentence alone already sounds like a dude trying way too hard to convince his boys he only watches the gym girls for motivation. But trust me, this story gets even wilder. Today, we're diving into the strange, dramatic, and honestly exhausting saga of Godly Griffin, a self-proclaimed child of God who struggles with homosexuality. A phrase that sounds like a church-friendly way of saying, yeah bro, I'm trying my hardest, but dudes just keep looking delicious. And look, I'm not here to bully the man. Life already did that for him. I'm just here to document this internet roller coaster like a neutral third party, who happens to have a slightly sarcastic opinion on everything. Because Griffin didn't just wake up one day and decide to live quiet, peaceful, Christian life. No, this dude chose the hard mode route. He turned his entire TikTok into a one-man crusade dedicated to convincing the world he has successfully stopped being gay, as if sexuality is something you can toggle off like airplane mode. What makes it even more chaotic is his strategy. Instead of, living his life privately, he went with, let me post hundreds of TikToks announcing it every day until even my reflection believes me. Every video follows the same formula. Dramatic music, dramatic lighting, dramatic Bible verses, followed by him whispering about temptation like he's fighting off a demonic Grindr notification.
Ping pong. Nope. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
And the thing is, you can see the struggle. You can feel the internal war. Brother looks like he's one Chapel Run song away from sprinting back to the community he swears he left behind. One minute he's declaring victory over sin. The next minute he's swatting invisible gay demons like they're mosquitoes at a church picnic going, no, 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 no. Supposedly, this is how you stop being gay. Just hit them with the rapid fire no's until the Holy Spirit patches your sexuality like a software update. But the wildest part isn't even the TikToks, it's the identity he's created. Not gay, not straight, not bi, not curious, just a child of God who struggles with homosexuality. That's like saying, I'm not fat, I just struggle with the gravitational consequences of spaghetti. And the more he says it, the more it feels like a man trying to outrun himself in a hallway with no doors. Because while Griffey is preaching about shame, sin, and obedience, there's this underlying sadness, this heaviness behind the eyes, like he's carrying a cross he didn't carve himself. He speaks with conviction, but cries every 2 TikToks like God left him on red. And yeah, everyone deserves respect for their beliefs, but when you turn those beliefs into content that shames people for existing, congratulations, you've officially entered I'm getting a documentary made about me territory. And that's what we're doing today. Because eventually, TikTok did what TikTok always does when someone overshares their internal battles. They turned him into a meme. People started stitching his videos, duetting him, remixing his I am not gay anymore speeches like they were ad-libs on a gospel drill track. And trust me, nothing says your message isn't landing like teenagers adding you to an edit with 808 bass drops and rainbow transitions. But Griffin didn't take the hint. Instead of slowing down, he doubled down, posting even more TikToks, each one dramatically more intense than the last. At one point, he even made a video where he looked straight into the camera like he was in a horror movie confession scene and whispered, "The devil wants me back, but I belong to the Lord." Bro said that with the same energy people use when they talk about their toxic ex texting, "You up?" at 2 a.m.
I want to clarify now, before people keep commenting the fact that, oh, you're still gay, you can be gay and Christian, why did you live your life in being gay? And I just want to state this. I left because I thought humans, hear me out on this, listen so clearly, I thought humans could give me what I wanted.
And here's the funny thing. Whenever he tries to preach, he always starts the video breathing like he just finished crying for 47 minutes.
Oh, hell no!
It's giving, I'm fine, I promise, followed by the least convincing smile in North America. Then came the duets. People would duet him saying, I'm not gay anymore, and they would just stare at the camera like, bro, you sure? But instead of seeing that as harmless comedy, Griffin took it personally. He began making videos addressing the mockery, saying things like, y'all want me to fall, the enemy is using you, you don't know my struggle, God delivered me. And look, I get it. Everyone has their battles. But if you're gonna post 300 videos about your sexuality struggles, the internet will absolutely start treating it like a Netflix series. And that's exactly what happened. People started calling him the Christian Kevin Gates because of how intense and emotional his monologues are. Some compared him to those church kids who cried during worship for no reason, but still go home and play GTA. It didn't help that he kept switching his content style every week. One day he's preaching, next day he's crying. Next day he's giggling and twirling his hair like a Disney princess. Then back to homosexuality is a battle of the flesh. It's like watching a man speedrun all the emotions in The Sims. And every time the internet even slightly questions him, he comes back with another 60-second dramatic rant about how God is shaping him. Meanwhile, he's shaping his entire brand around denying something that looks more confirmed than a pregnancy test. But let me keep it real. Under the jokes, the memes, the duets, you can tell there's something deeper going on. This is not a man having fun. This is a man fighting a war inside his own head, broadcasted live on TikTok for millions. I mean, for thousands. He's searching for identity. He's seeking validation. He's terrified of being himself, and even more terrified of people seeing through the facade. And spoiler alert, they already do. Now here's where this whole story flips from funny internet character to, oh, this is actually kind of sad. Because the deeper you dig into Griffin's videos, the more you realize this isn't a man documenting a victory. This is a man documenting a struggle he's trying to convince himself he already won. Every single post follows the same pattern. He looks exhausted, like he hasn't slept since the Old Testament. He says, I'm so proud of myself, I'm growing, I'm healing. Then posts something 24 hours later that contradicts everything he said.
Watch how the Holy Spirit encounters me and changes the song.
Spirit, lead me when my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me.
Bro's TikTok page is basically emotional whiplash on shuffle mode. And honestly, what makes it worse is the audience he's built around this identity. Most of his viewers aren't supportive, they're not encouraging, they're not uplifting him. They're watching because they're waiting for the moment he finally snaps and says, alright y'all, I might be just a little bit gay. People treat him like a cliffhanger in a TV series, not a human being. But the way he talks about himself, you can tell he feels that pressure. And trust me, nothing makes a person fold faster than an entire internet waiting for the plot twist. But let's talk about something people don't want to admit. Griffin is stuck in a loop because he's surrounded by two armies, which is the hardcore religious commenters. They hype him up like he's the next prophet, dropping paragraphs that start with, God has plans for you, brother. These are the people who want his whole personality to be deliverance. They don't want him healed. They want him to constantly struggle so they can keep congratulating themselves for supporting him. And then the sarcastic TikTok crowd. These are the people stitching him like, be free, bro. You're not fooling anyone. They're not malicious. They're just reacting to the contradiction. He acts exactly like the thing he claims he's not. So Griffin is torn between impressing the church people and proving the TikTok crowd wrong. And guess what? He's failing both, cause he's too emotional, flamboyant, dramatic, and expressive for the conservative Christian space he wants to belong to. Also too defensive, too serious, and too ashamed to be embraced by the LGBTQ space he clearly resonates with. He's like a character stuck between two movies, too gospel for Euphoria, to Euphoria for church camp. And that's why his videos feel so chaotic. You're not watching a man who's free. You're watching a man running from something he's low-key already accepted in private. Cause if a person is truly delivered, truly healed, truly not that anymore, why are they talking about it every day like it's a YouTube vlog series? People who are over something don't make it their whole personality. But Griffin, he built a house there, pays rent in denial.
Shorashima mama ya roki se roshima maseba baba.